Mitchell, RCR 2022-121235. Counsel, please state your names for the record.
Kay Lyon on behalf of the state.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Steve Evenson, present with Ms. Mitchell.
Good afternoon. We're here today for mandatory status conference. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, as the court may or may not be aware, Ms. Mitchell has a couple of felony charges pending in district court. Those were the subject of global negotiations between her prior counsel and the state. Those have not yet resolved themselves with my stepping in and taking over all the cases. So we are still hoping for a global resolution. Mr. Reichenberg and I were talking about that a few minutes ago. He is the deputy overseeing all the cases, I believe, and we're still hopeful that that's going to happen. So we would just like to kick this one again while we're dealing with the other cases and still hope for a global resolution. And Mr. Reichenberg indicated to me that was acceptable.
Thank you. It's my understanding that this was trailing for dismissal, so it appears that that is no longer the case. Is that correct?
Your Honor, a deal has not been struck, so that is correct. No,
It would be trailing for dismissal if there was a deal, but we don't have the deal yet, so.
Thank you. I know that this case is already 302 days old. Is there a reason why we shouldn't just set a preliminary hearing? And I'm happy to set it out for a while. I just want to make sure that we are moving forward on this case.
Your Honor, I'll leave that to the court's discretion and the and counsel's discretion. We did have a jury trial scheduled in district court that we are continuing on that. So the court is also aware Ms. Mitchell was prosecuted in Churchill County for offenses relating to what occurred here. She is currently in mental health court for that. She is successfully completing mental health court, has not missed any tests, and to my knowledge has no violations. And so we're trying to get something that obviously incorporates that into things, and that's where we're running into the rub, so to speak. So hopefully, even though you're setting it out and doing things, it'll never come to fruition.
Thank you. State.
Your Honor, given the fact that Mr. Evenson and Mr. Reichenberg are kind of on the same page regarding hopefully reaching a global, if we do set for preliminary hearing, I just think that's a date that would be taken up unnecessarily. So if the court would oblige the parties one more time for one last MSC, it would be appreciated.
I concur with that, Judge. I think that that's wise.
I understand, but this case is just extremely old.
I know.
And so that is the issue. Just I need to make sure that this case is proceeding.
It is also related, Judge. It's not unrelated to those cases. I believe she was taken into custody, and while in custody during the mental health break, this happened. So it's even under the same umbrella as the Fallon case at the end of the day. So
I understand. I am going to go ahead and we'll set a preliminary hearing. I'll just note, I do see Mr. Reichenberg present too, is that we're setting the preliminary hearing at the court's request. So that does not mean that Ms. Mitchell cannot negotiate. That's not indicating her saying that she does not wish to negotiate or that she's rejecting offers. So we will set a preliminary hearing. And as I indicated, I'm happy to set it November, December, if that is the request of the parties.
that's fine, Judge. I would probably ask the court to go into January. I have multiple day child sexual assault trials in both November and December at this point.
So do you have any objection to a January preliminary hearing?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Is there a date that works better than others in January?
Judge, right now, 1 second, please. The 31st looks good.
State?
That's fine.
Does that work for the court?
I don't have a calendar yet, but I'm sure we'll just.
It's a Wednesday. I mean, does that matter? Do you have certain days? Doesn't
No,
matter.
that'll work.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and make sure that works for the court, but that'll be the date at 1:30 for your
1:30?
preliminary hearing.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.